Nebraska. One of the driving components to it and primary reasons is because of our fan base. And it is, it's the greatest thing we have to sell. And so, you know, they're not naive when they look at our program. They know what our record is. They know what, they also see 90,000 people sitting in the fourth quarter against Georgia Southern. You know, they see that we continue to be sold out. And we still have a few tickets left, obviously, but I think they'll be gone by Saturday. We'll be in good shape. But to see the fans continue to support us, and don't forget this, in spite of what our record has been, we've just finished raising $115 million for the Go Big project. So it's the chief selling point we have when we look at, obviously we have a great history, we have a commitment, but we have a fan base that no other school has. And we will, as long as I'm here, do our very best to never take that for granted.
Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. You want to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400. With a call or a text. Saturday will also be Senior Day. And this, you know, there's an old saying, once a Husker, always a Husker. These guys have not had the kind of success that they would have wanted to have when they came here on campus. But I know you and Mickey's coming in next hour for the football show. You all appreciate how much effort you've seen out of these guys throughout the season.
My goodness. I mean, you know, I have so much respect for those young men. I've had a chance to talk to a lot of them. I think we're going to have 12 that are going to walk. There are some others that are going to choose not to walk, just depending. You know, we've got the COVID year, so it's a little bit confusing.
Can we get through that finally at some point in time?
We'll be referencing the COVID year in 2096 probably, but the reality is, you know, those young men have showed such resiliency. They've overcome adversity, and while this is easy to say now and hard for them to go through it, what they've gone through is only going to help them the rest of their life. And really, really proud of them. They've never given up. They will not give up in these next two games. As Mickey always says, he's right. These young men are going to continue to fight. And we might get into this a little bit later in the show relative to things outside of football, whether it's our graduation success rate or whether it's, you know, academic progress, GPA. These seniors haven't just been, you know, great representatives on the field. They've been great representatives as student athletes, and they've achieved at a high level in the classroom. And, you know, of course, at Nebraska, we're really interested in that total student athletes. We're really proud of them.
And so, folks, get in your seats a little earlier before the game, because the ceremony takes place usually 25 minutes or so before kickoff. So, and I know you want to tailgate as long as you want, but get in for this game. Get in there early.
That'd be wonderful.
Salute them.
Let's salute these young men and thank them for all they've done for us.
All right, 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question on our Sports Sunday hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. A lot more with Trev coming up.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
It's the Ford Shine Bright sales event, and Ford is helping you be a light for others this holiday season. Right now, get special offers on select Ford trucks and SUVs. Come in and choose a vehicle in stock, or simply place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Hurry in to your local Ford dealer today and find the Ford vehicle that helps you shine bright all season long. Not all models, trims, or features may be available or may be subject to change.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
It's harvest special time, and you can save $3 per foot or $3,900 per quarter-mile system now on a T&L pivot system. Pivots worked long hours this season battling dry weather to save top-dollar corn and soybean crops. But did your pivots work like no other? If not, it's time to invest in a reliable, safe, low-maintenance T&L irrigation system. Hydrostatic drives move these durable workhorses continuously across fields. So get an irrigation system that works as hard as you do. Contact T&L Irrigation, your local T&L dealer, or visit us online at TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation Systems like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag supplies energy to farmers to help feed the globe. When farmers need power and performance to get the job done, they keep their engines running smoothly with Ruby Field Master Diesel from CVA with 4.5% more power and up to 5% better fuel economy. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Register to win 500 gallons of Ruby Diesel valued at over $2,000 when you visit CVACoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it's sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. It's our athletic director show for the month of November. Trev Albert's here until the top of the hour. Hour 2, it's our football show, moved up a night because we have men's basketball tomorrow night. Mickey Joseph will be here for the entire second hour. You ready? Got a lot of questions coming on the text line.
I'll do my best, Greg.
Can you ask Trev if it's possible to get a microphone to the reporters asking questions during the post-game press conference so we can hear the questions?
Yes, absolutely. And we're well aware of it. That would be annoying to me, too. It's hard to understand what the context is of the answer if someone's asked a question. You don't know what the question is. So we actually have the technology in place, and we're kind of fixing it. We're aware. We're going to get it taken care of. Sorry about that.
Trev, what is one thing you have learned or experiences from the coaching search that you did not expect?
Well, I always expected that there was a deep respect for the University of Nebraska and for what our culture is and what we stand for. But I think as a result of this process, there is more respect for the University of Nebraska than I even anticipated. And, you know, there is a deep-seated admiration for the history of what this place has accomplished and for what it can and should become again.
Irv and Skylar, Trev, do you have a not later than date to get the new coach announced? Do you have a date in mind?
You know, Irv, I really haven't set a specific date only because I think you can get yourself in trouble. Obviously, you know, I'm well aware of, and as is everybody else, you know, some of the timing here relative to early signing date and transfer portal and all those kinds of things. So, as I said at the press conference, you know, we're not going to rush a hire just to make a hire. At the same time, I recognize that we're moving quickly towards when a decision will need to be made.
John in Omaha, this is a thoughtful question, so hang with me here, Trev, as I get through it. I truly do not mean any disrespect for this, but I would feel much better about this coaching search if you could reassure us that we weren't looking for a bargain coach. We're spending $150 million on the new building. I would hope that we would be able to get the best person no matter what it takes. Appreciate what you stand for. Go Big Red.
Yeah, I think that's a great question, John, and I think it is very thoughtful. You know, obviously economics are all part of the decision-making process, but I think we've been very clear. We're looking for the right fit, and you know, we're not going to make decisions based on who we can hire to cost us the least amount of money. At the same time, I do take very seriously being a good steward of the resources at the University of Nebraska, and I feel very confident that we'll have the resources we need to hire the very best coach and the best fit for the University of Nebraska.
Carla says, good evening, gentlemen. I know we're proud of the sellout streaks in football and volleyball, and we should be. Are there plans with the new construction to also remain, promote, honor that we lead the athletic world in academics?
Oh, well, I can tell you, Carla, I can promise you the one thing that we won't do is ever stop bragging about how well our student athletes do in the classroom. And I've mentioned our fan base as a differentiator, but it's also pretty cool to walk around and see all the top 6 award winners, to take a look at all the academic All-Americans. You know, it's a real source of pride. And the University of Nebraska will always make it a priority to do the very best we can to present our student athletes not just as athletes but as students as well. And we're very, very proud of that.
Dorothy Lynch, homestyle, light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. That leads us perfectly into an announcement that came out yesterday about GSR, which is graduation success rate. Man, this looked good for Nebraska.
Well, they do look great, and I take no credit in it. I can only tell you that I think the numbers bear out the commitment that the University of Nebraska makes to academics. And first of all, I want to thank our coaches for recruiting the type of student athletes that take, you know, graduation and success towards graduation seriously. I want to thank our student athletes for their hard work. But we finished with a 95 again.
Wow.
Last year was 95 as well. It's the highest in our school history. I want you to know there's 110 FBS schools. Michigan's #1. For public universities, we're tied for 2nd in the nation in the highest graduation success rate. And so I'm really proud of that. I don't normally do this, but if you would bear with me, Greg,
Yes.
I just want to do this. I want to say these names, and I'm probably going to miss a name, and I hope they forgive me. But these are the people that work every day behind the scenes, that they don't get any credit. Many people might not know their name, but it's a real source of pride for our department. Obviously, Dennis LeBlanc, who's been here a long time, he leads this group, and he does a tremendous job. But Kim Shellpepper, Katie Jewell, Alvin Banks, Sherry Hastings, Caleb Hawley, Mike Neiman, Leah Hubner, just some of the few of the folks that are down there working every single day to serve these young men and young women. I want to say thank you to them, and I want to praise them for their hard work. This is a real source of pride for me and a source of pride for this institution. Thank you.
And I think they, in turn, would want to thank the coaches, because
that's right.
The coaches need to motivate the kids, go down there and get your work done across all of your sports.
Well, that's right. I mean, you need a coach to help sort of back up what you're trying to tell the students. And so that's what I mentioned earlier. Our coaches are all in with our academic staff. This is a really important thing to the University of Nebraska. And by the way, we don't have student athletes are all in one major. We have them all across in some of the most difficult majors at the University of Nebraska. And so I think the University of Nebraska continues to prove that you can compete at a high level in athletics and still be a real leader in terms of academic support and academic success.
Very good. Well, congratulations to all those people that you mentioned. They do amazing, and they are here so many hours of the day. They'll meet them at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night if they have to make sure they're dealing with their student athletes.
Greg, they're servant leaders. They literally would do about anything they could to serve these young people, to help them. And that's what makes Nebraska, Nebraska. That's what makes our family a family. And I'm so very grateful to each of those people.
Very good. Well, we wanted to work that in as well. Carla mentioned the sellout streak at volleyball. We give so much attention to football, rightfully so, but 300 last week for the Iowa match.
It's pretty remarkable, and John continues to do such a great job. I know they had a little dip a couple days ago against Ohio State. Ohio State's a really good team, but you watch Coach Cook. I mean, it seems like he does that on purpose. We'll have this little, and right at the end, he always has them prepared at the most important moments. But again, our fan base continues to step up and support our volleyball program, and 300 consecutive sellouts. I don't know of any other volleyball program that's ever going to accomplish that feat.
Some big matches coming up.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, really big matches. All right, 402-413-2400. Need to work a break in. John, well, before we do that, let's go to Andrew. I don't know that John's quite in the system yet. We need to pop him on. I don't think it's quite been cleared. So, John, hang on. We'll get to... No, there we go. Let's try John in Lincoln. John, go ahead. You're up with Trev.
Yes, I want to compliment Mickey doing a great job. And I've been a supporter for 77 years, and my family has been buying tickets since 1930. And I want to know two things. I want to know how I can support the coach that you pick. But the other question is, I had a family member that had a severe illness, and 3 doctors tried to take care of it, and they never got it till they did a good search what was causing it. And I think the fans, the old-time fans like myself, would like to know what the problem has been for the last 20 years. And because something has gone wrong, and we can guess and guess, but I think maybe the athletic department needs to put out a white paper. I know you put out that questionnaire, but I think the fans deserve to know what your department thinks caused the problem going all the way back over 20 years. And I appreciate your job, and I'll support you with whatever you do. Have a good day.
That's wonderful, John. Thank you so much for your call, and thank you for your comments. I'll be honest, John, I've put a lot of thought into the same types of things that you're thinking about. I wasn't always the athletic director here. I'm an alum and a former player, and from afar, I wondered some of the same things. First of all, your question is how you can support us. I tell everybody the greatest thing you can do to support us, first and foremost, is buy a ticket to come watch our student athletes, not just in our football program. But there's nothing better as a student athlete than going out to compete and looking up and seeing people in the stands. So continue doing that, I would ask. And I really appreciate your support for so many years. As far as what's the problem, the thing I keep coming back to, and quite frankly, it's been questions that coaches and candidates in our search have asked the same thing. What is it? What's the challenge? And the only thing that I can come back to is, we have all of the brick and mortar, right? We have all of the infrastructure here. But at the end of the day, it comes down to people. It's people. And it's a family. And it's ensuring that the people that you have are aligned, that they're here as servant leaders. I didn't know I was going to do this, but I often have this sort of picture, and I read it in a book. There's 2 types of people. One type of person has a white napkin on their arm, serving others. The other type of person has the napkin underneath their chin, waiting to be served. This is a place that in our best days is full of people that have the napkin on their forearm. And I want to be very clear. I think we got a lot of people here right now that have their napkin on the forearm. But I think it's just that consistent communication. It's that holding ourselves accountable about why we're here. That's why I talk about none of us would have a job if it wasn't for our student athletes, right? And so I promise you, John, that's a culture thing. It's a leadership thing. It's something that I'm very conscious of, and that we're working very hard as a leadership team to ensure that we have the right people aligned, integrated, with one strategic vision towards excellence. And that's my job, and I'm going to continue working as hard as I can to try to affect that change.
Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Go shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question, or fire off a text. More texts coming in. We're back with more with Trev coming up.
Find your next truck at Woodhouse Buick GMC. No matter where you're heading or what tasks need tackling, there's a premium and capable GMC truck that's perfect for you. Make a statement on the job site, out on the town, or wherever life leads you in the powerful and distinctive Sierra 1500, or elevate your driving experience in the adventurous and innovative Canyon. Explore our inventory online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com or visit our indoor showroom today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Every day, Central Valley Ag supplies energy to farmers to help feed the globe. When farmers need power and performance to get the job done, they keep their engines running smoothly with Ruby Field Master Diesel from CVA, with 4.5% more power and up to 5% better fuel economy. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Register to win 500 gallons of Ruby Diesel, valued at over $2,000 when you visit CVACoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
The Lead Center for Performing Arts is celebrating 33 years of bringing the world's top artists to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln campus. Upcoming shows include Hamilton, Yo-Yo Ma, American Ballet Theater, and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Get tickets at leadcenter.org.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota,
Let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimate CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. It is our athletic director show for the month of November. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Bob in Cologne on our text line said, I wanted to share a quick story. Brought my 8-year-old daughter to her first game, the Minnesota game. She hadn't shown a lot of interest in going. Now she wants to go back every week. You mentioned supporting our athletes and buying a ticket. I would bring a young person to the game when you can. I got to go on the field before the game and got a picture with Trev, thanks to Patrick Kelly.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that, and it is really interesting to see. A lot of times the parents will say, oh, this is my son or this is my daughter. I remember taking that picture, and you can just see those young people in their first, it's just overwhelming to them. You know, it's just such an incredible experience, and so you can see how quickly for those kids that type of experience suddenly makes them a Husker for life, and we need to do more of that, not less.
That's great. A couple of texters wanting to know why you have not gotten into coaching.
Well, I wouldn't probably be a very good coach, and I don't think my wife would let me do it. Actually, no, I would tell you that I got a lot of respect for what coaches go through, Greg, you know, and the amount of hours and the work that they do. I don't think the average person, you know, they just see the game on Saturday, either on TV, they think it's a show, and they wait for the next week, right? The average person doesn't know the sacrifice these coaches are making, and I have a lot of respect for that.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go up to Omaha. Joe, you're up next with Trev. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. How you doing, Trev?
I'm doing well, Joe. How are you?
I am good. The other day, or the other week, I was able to attend Nebraska's first wrestling duel, and then I turned around and went to the football game Saturday. So try to support the program as much as I can. Kind of want to know, since the Big Ten is pretty much considered the premier wrestling conference, what sort of plans or directions do we have for our wrestling program?
Well, that's a great question, Joe. And first of all, thank you for making that commitment and supporting multiple programs. You know, Mark has done a great job as our head coach, and wrestling is very important to the University of Nebraska. As you mentioned, it's a staple in the Big Ten. I can't imagine a conference that has, you know, anything remotely close to the Big Ten in terms of success. So I think we have a great facility. I think we support our wrestling program at a real high level, and we'll work with Mark to continue to make progress to ensure that Husker wrestling is at the very top. Obviously, with Iowa and Penn State and some of those other wrestling programs, we're competing against the very best. But I think we have really good coaches and a great commitment administratively. So really proud of our wrestling program, and looking for them to continue to do great things.
They don't have a home meet again until mid-January. They're gone for a long, long time.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd schedule, frankly.
Yeah. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Back to the phone we go. Pete in West Point. Good evening, Pete. You're up with Trev.
Good evening.
Hi, Pete.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. How are you tonight, Pete?
Just heading home from work.
Yeah. Well, I'm not heading home from work yet because I'm talking to you, Pete.
Hey, I wanted to kind of make a comment and then see what you think about it. You know, I've wondered quite a bit, where did we go wrong in our football program? You know, and as I analyze a little bit, it seems like the further we got away from Tom Osborne's philosophies, not the option, but Tom Osborne's philosophies, his process, he knew exactly what worked for the state of Nebraska, for the climate, recruiting, so forth. We just started kind of a downtrend. And, you know, a lot of people don't give Tom the respect he really deserves, but Tom knew exactly what it took at Nebraska to win, and he proved it on the field, and I think he's a great coach, and I think we need to get back to some of his philosophies. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is a wise man told me one time, he said, control what you can control, don't worry about what you can't control. So as you're going through this troubled times of picking a coach and a lot of stress and just do the best you can. That's all you can do, and you'll make the right decision. Keep the faith.
Well, Pete, thank you so much. That means more to me than you probably know. And I'll tell you, I've had a lot of folks reach out and express, support and a lot of prayers, and it's very meaningful to me. So thank you for mentioning that, Pete. And I'll tell you, back to Coach Osborne. Obviously, he's my guy. Had a little common sense, didn't he? And we've talked a lot, and I agree with you. I'm not talking specifically about a type of offense, but it's why I've talked a lot about, those small sort of fundamental things. And I think when Nebraska had its greatest success, maybe we didn't think about or focus so much on what championship we were going to try to win. We just really focused in on the stuff, like you said, that we could control. One thing we can control is we can control how physical we practice, how we play. We can control how we practice. We can control, line of scrimmage and creating that type of culture of physicality and toughness. And ultimately, in a game like football, that type of thing leads to the outcomes that we all desire. So I think that Coach Osborne just had a very strategic, process about him, a lot of common sense based on the realities where we were located, and he found a way to be successful. And I don't disagree with you that those core fundamental things that defined us are things that need to define us even today. And that'll be certainly one of our goals as we move forward.
Pete, thanks for the call. Let's go to Omaha next. And James, good evening. James, you're up with Trev.
Mr. Alberts, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, James.
I wanted to just ask you probably something that's a little off the radar for many people, something I think about when we look at the volleyball team, the football team, baseball teams, any team within the university doing their traveling, their preparation. What, if we have done any, since you've taken over, kind of inspection or type of look have we done into like the nutrition, into the travel teams? Because they obviously, they're kind of down at that foundation. They're not at that 10,000-foot view, but they are some of the critical components that go into ensuring the success of our athletes and our teams.
Well, James, it's a great point. First of all, thank you for calling. And secondly, what you're saying is absolutely right. I think if you're not careful, it's easy sometimes to say, well, if we just started winning, everything would solve all of our problems. The reality is again, it's not only like a football program focused on those key fundamental things in terms of operational success, that's the same thing administratively too. James. And so I can assure you that, we are working very hard as an executive team, and audit's the wrong word. But I can assure you that when you've had some of the challenges we've had, the expectation is that there will be change. The expectation should be that we will reevaluate, and we will do that. We will hold ourselves accountable, and I think we have a lot of really good things that are happening in areas like you're talking about, but now is the right time, and we are reevaluating every single component of what we do on a day-to-day operation to ensure that what we're doing is not only at an elite level, but is modernized in its approach to ensure that we can be as competitively successful as we can. And then the other piece is this. And I talk a lot about this. We have a lot of individual success and excellence, but are those pieces of excellence, are they integrated? Are they collaborative? And do they have a strategic vision together? Because if you're not careful in a very complex and large organization, you can sort of forget that integration, which then doesn't maximize all of your collective abilities, right? So you have this individual excellence in this, maybe in nutrition. Well, over here at NAPL or one of our other areas, if it's not integrated, we're really not activating all of our resources to the best of their ability. We're working on that, and I think that'll be really important to the next head coach as well.
James, appreciate the call. Chuck in Omaha, weaving off of that. This is the biggest question of the night, Trev. Turkey or meatloaf or something else for Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, it's not even close. It's turkey.
There you go,
I mean,
Chuck.
are you, and dressing. The one thing I always ask myself, though, Greg, I mean, this is what I ponder. If you love turkey and Thanksgiving so much, why don't we have it more often?
Right. Every 3 months or something. 6
Yeah,
months.
you
Twice
don't
a
just
year.
have it once a year.
Good stuff. Thanks for the calls. Keep them coming. 402-413-2400. Folks, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, you could win a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any Woodhouse Auto Family dealership. A contestant gets chosen each week. We have 2 more games to go. Go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for the official rules and how to get yourself entered. We're back to wrap up our hour with Trev next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Right side quarter court Kroll. Gets a good screen from Orkowski. Works to the foul line. Back to Izzy Bourne. Going to drive down the left lane line. Kicks to the deep right side. Jazz Shelley alone for 3. You betcha! Off the assist from Izzy Bourne.
Really good offense, side-to-side swing. Hey, Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us as Huskers Women's Hoops tips off against the Drake Bulldogs in Des Moines. Matt Coatney and Jeff Griesch are live at 1:45 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Just a few minutes left with Trev. Next hour, it's our football show for the week. And the interim head coach, Mickey Joseph, will be with us for the next 60 minutes to get your comments, questions ready for Coach Joseph. A text question for you, Trev, from Jake. Can you give an update on any possible Memorial Stadium renovations?
Yeah, Jake, thank you so much for the text, and I'm glad somebody texted in about that. So I'll give you a little bit of an update, and then, quite frankly, what's going to happen is it's going to be very quiet for quite some time. So people may or may not know, but we issued an RFP for a program manager for all of this. That went through. We have made a selection. We also have signed a consulting agreement with a group, and so we have our executive committee. So amongst all the other things that we're doing, we are working on, we've broken down into committees, and our goal is by the middle of next summer is we're going to have a complete plan that we can present back to the university and a vision around not just Memorial Stadium, but maybe even a little bit more broadly. Because as the Go Big project comes online, there's a lot of backfill opportunities within Memorial Stadium. So we'll be working even with the academic side of the house on what some of their programming needs might be. And so I'd really like to spend the time with our executive committee and with this group to come back with a holistic vision that contemplates everything. The survey directed it, the survey and all of the fans that responded to that. And so it's going to get kind of quiet here, but I want our fans to understand that doesn't mean we're just going to work now behind the scenes, and the next time we go public with it, we'll have a pretty detailed plan around Memorial Stadium modernization.
Very good. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Less than a minute left. No show tomorrow night because of basketball. What are your early thoughts on Fred Hoiberg's team? They're 2-0.
Yeah, really proud of Fred and the coaching staff. I like the style. You know, we talked really, just like all of our programs, having a program that represents Nebraskans. And I thought they came out, they play in defense, they're tough, they're gritty, finding ways to win. I thought the win against Omaha was really good. I think they took a step, ahead after Maine. And so I'm looking forward to the season. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do there, but really pleased with the adaptability of Fred and the coaching staff.
Thanks for coming in.
Great to be here.
Trev Alberts, our monthly show. We'll be back in December with him with another full hour. Our hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They got 18 brands, a huge selection of pre-owned, and you can always find what you were looking for with Woodhouse. Our football show with Mickey Joseph coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Holiday wishes really do come true. Through January 4th, 2023, when you enter any non-winning Nebraska lottery, $1 Holiday Wishes 2X, $5 Holiday Wishes 10X, or $10 Holiday Wishes 20X scratch ticket, you have a chance to win $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000. There are 2 drawings for winners, so visit your nearest Nebraska lottery retailer today. Buy some tickets and enter our Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion. Top prize odds vary by game.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
This is the Nebraska Radio Football Show with interim head coach Mickey Joseph. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Huskers line up quickly from the 34. Low snap. Thompson picks it up. Has some time. Steps, throws for the end zone. Has a man out there. The pass is caught. It is a touchdown, Nebraska. Oliver Martin pulls it in. Evans awaits the snap. Good snap. Huskers come after him and block the ball. It's picked up by Hartzog. Malcolm racing to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Malcolm Hartzog picks up the ball, blocked by Chris Kolarvik, and Nebraska has a special teams touchdown. Casey awaits the snap. Gets it. Play actions. Back to throw. Step throws for the end zone, looking for Trey Palmer. He makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Baby. Simon gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a corner blitz. Simon step throws. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to the 35 to the 30. Riptide down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's 4th career INT.
Yes!
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we're here. It's our weekly sit-down chat with Husker football coaches. Mickey Joseph with us tonight. We're moved up a night because Husker basketball plays tomorrow night. Huskers getting ready for their final home game of the year with the Wisconsin Badgers. Huskers coming off of a tough one at the Big House against a really good Michigan team. But I thought the guys they competed hard in that game, Coach.
Yeah, I thought they played 60 minutes. I thought the first half, I thought we were gap integrity with the defense. That the offense did much as they could, with Chubba. And I thought Chubba was finally catching a rhythm until he hurt his ankle. But, they played hard. They played hard, and then they fought to the end.
Well, that's a good team. That's a really good football team.
Really
that's
good
why they're
team.
ranked where they are.
Yes, really good football team.
Well, here you go this week. Last home game. You're going to be honoring some seniors on Saturday. I'm going to even start with a text from somebody that I think you're going to like this. This is from Chris in Hebron. He says, tell Coach Mickey, I hear some of the media saying Nebraska has nothing to play for, that we can't go to a bowl game. I disagree. I think they have a lot to play for because they're going to be 90,000 fans watching, cheering on the boys, and hoping to watch them play their tails off on Saturday. Go Big Red.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's a 2-game season, and Wisconsin's coming to town, and we're going to play hard. We're going to play hard, and we're going to give our all. And we're going to go out and try to win the game.
Folks, you want to be a part of this tonight, 402-413-2400. You can dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Let's start with a caller tonight. Let's stay in Lincoln. Sawyer, you're up next with Coach Joseph. Good evening.
Good evening. I was wondering to ask Mickey what our quarterback situation is going to be on Saturday against Wisconsin.
Sawyer, that's a good question. How old are you?
11.
Attaboy, that's a good question. Appreciate you calling.
That's a great question. Well, Casey practiced again today for the second day. Logan was healthy today. So right now it looks like Casey's going to be ready to go. We'll still go day by day with him, but today he looked really good, and Logan looked really good today. So those two was up and going today, taking reps with the 1s and the 2s.
We talked about it some on the broadcast. You and I talked about it on the TV show on Sunday. I don't know that a lot of people knew that Logan's been battling some. He's been banged up too a little bit during the fall.
Well, yes, he's been banged up. I want to say since week 4 or 5 that he's got banged up, but he's been fighting through. He's a tough kid, and he's been trying to play steady as he can. But when you're banged up and you're a quarterback, it's hard to really get it done.
Well, you had a chance 2 weeks ago. You got Anthony Grant really going against Minnesota, got him over 100 yards, had a little harder time getting him going against Minnesota. How's Anthony hanging in there? Because the production has not been as good as it was early in the year. What's his attitude been like?
Well, he's in good spirits. It's a team sport. He's not out there by himself, and hadn't been blocked clean every play like he wants it. So now we're talking to Anthony about, rely on your teaching, rely on your technique and your fundamentals, press it. And when you see daylight, run the daylight. And sometimes you got to tell them that because the play might say, hey, you're supposed to go front side, but you might have to cut this play back and go backside. So we're trying to just press it. When you see daylight, hit it and go. Don't hesitate because he's been hesitating a little bit.
We did see a little Gabe Irvin for the first time in a while Saturday.
Yeah, Gabe's coming off that turf toe. Turf toe is it's a lingering injury that stays with you. And he was saying he feels better, then the next day he doesn't feel well. So he's feeling better right now, and we're happy to have Gabe back.
Did you ever have that?
Yes, I had that. And it takes 4 to 5 weeks sometimes with rest to get it back.
Frustrating, because you're sitting there going, man, that shouldn't be something that knocks you out of it, but it does.
You really appreciate that toe once you get the turf toe.
Right? Yeah. I asked you about this in post-game Saturday, and I think the media even asked you yesterday at your press conference about the development you've seen from Ernest Hausman, the young linebacker, the true freshman. Man, he made a terrific play. Got his first Husker sack against Michigan last week. What kind of growth have you seen out of him in the last 6-7 months?
Well, we're happy where Ernest is at right now. He's like night and day. He's finally learned how to play the college game. He had to learn how to play the college game. People don't understand when these kids come from high school, they're the best kid on the field since the age of 5. And when they get to college, now they got to compete, and now the playing field's even for the first time in their life. At the age of 18, the playing field's even. And now they got to rely on their technique, and they got to rely more on the mental part of the game. And he's doing a really good job of doing that right now, and I really take my hat off to Barry from getting him ready, but also to Nick and Luke from bringing him along.
Jeremy in Texas, a text question for you. Coach said, good luck this week. Any chance we sneak Trey or Amir out on a kick return with Tommy? Would love to see someone get we got a big prize for somebody. I think we bring back a kickoff or a touchdown. Any thoughts about having 2 speedsters back deep on kickoffs?
We thought about that, and we have something in the plans. If they start pooch kicking us to the 20, we have a plan for that. Joey talked to me about it before I came in here. So we do have a plan for that.
We had Joey on the show last week. He did a really good job. We had Joey and Mike
Joey's
Casano both on.
Yes.
And they both did a really good job, and I know you appreciate both those fellas.
Yes. Kaz and Joey, stepping into their roles, they've been great. I can't ask for better guys. Just good human beings, but they really connect well with the coaches. And I always tease Joey because Joey was at Central Florida when I was coaching at LSU. He was a player, and he's the kid. He's the guy that hit Joe Barrow on the interception return, and he got a lot of hate mail from the LSU fans.
I got to go look that up on YouTube.
Yeah, so Joey's the one that got all the hate mail from LSU, so that's what I remember Joey from. Joey was a really good college football player, and he's a really good special team coach.
You haven't seen a drop-off when you move Bill from there to
we're playing really top notch on special teams.
Very good. All right, let's head to the phones. Let's go out to North Platte. Jim's with us tonight. Good evening, Jim.
Well, good evening. Hey, Coach, basically Mickey Jost. And my first comment is, and I hope you get the coaching job. And I am 71 years old. And I've learned over the years, if you don't block for the running back and you don't block for the quarterback to pass and you can't stop the other team's running game, that you're going to get beat most of the time. And I want to wish you both a good Turkey Day. Good luck, Coach. Go Big Red.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. You're totally right. You're right. The game is still about blocking and tackling, and that's one thing when we took the job. That's one thing we had to attack is to tackle more and to sustain our blocks. But you're right about that, and that's what the game is built on: tackling and blocking.
Jim, appreciate the call. Let's stay in Lincoln. Bob, you're up next with Mickey Joseph. Good evening.
Hey, Coach. It's been a long time I wanted to talk to you. Hey, I appreciate what you're doing. This goes beyond wins and losses. And, you've got these guys playing hard. They could have quit, but you guys got these playing hard. And, I love Bill Bush as defensive coordinator. And you guys got more wins in you. You got 2 more wins in you. We can go up to Wisconsin. We can go to Wisconsin, or Wisconsin can come here. We can beat them, and we can beat Iowa, go up to Iowa and beat Iowa. I just want to say, you know what it takes to get to Big 12 or the Big 10. You know how it takes to win. And you've got the formula, and the off season you'll get it. And we'll get the defensive line the more depth on the defensive and offensive line, more physical, and I love it. And I think that you're going to be a great coach, and we should hire you as our head coach. And if we don't, I'm afraid we're going to lose you, and you're going to go to some place, and you're going to be awesome, and we're going to wish we would have had you as our head coach. So. Go Huskers, and let's take it to Wisconsin this week. And, I just hope that after Wisconsin game they name you as our new head coach, because it goes beyond what people don't realize. It goes beyond more wins and losses, and you are the man. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Should get Bob come talk to the team.
Yeah, we need to get him. You pump him up a little bit.
That's really nice. Bob, appreciate that. Thanks for the phone calls. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question, or you can also fire off a text. We do have a text. Coach, can you update us on Richie Torres? Haven't heard much about him. Is he redshirting this year?
Yeah, we're going to put a red shirt on Torres. You know, I don't think he hadn't played in 4 games, so we'll be redshirting all the freshmen that hadn't played in 4 games or more. But Torres has got a great upside. You know, he's got to get back on the field and get into the film room and continue to develop. But he's got a big arm, but he's got to work on some things, and he understands what he needs to work on. And I always talk to him about having confidence. I don't think you can play this quarterback position without confidence. Because when you do make a bad play, you got to move on to the next play right away. You can't let one play beat you twice, and he's still working on that. But he's going to be a great quarterback here.
Whip says he's got the strongest arm of the team.
He does. He has one of the strongest arms on the team, and that's our job. We got to do a better job as coaches to let him know where he needs to go with the ball.
Right.
But I'm happy with Torres right now, but we got to get him better.
You mentioned yesterday, speaking of Whip, he's going to move to the press box for the last 2 games, right? A little safer spot for him up there?
A little safer spot for him. I told him, I think week 2 or 3 to go to the box. You know, so it's dangerous on that sideline, especially, you know, on these conditions sometimes when he can't move. He just couldn't get out the way, and he got wiped out, and that's dangerous. And so we'll get him up to the box this week.
And you had him to the box in a second, but he wasn't there when the half started. What did you do when the half started?
Well, when the half started, we had to get permission to have Steve Cooper, you know, call it. So we had Steve Cooper call it until Whip got up there, and Steve did a really good job.
Very good. 402-413-2400. Our Sports Outing Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. A lot more with the coach coming up.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Shop Woodhouse Buick GMC first for your next SUV and experience the difference. We offer a full lineup of SUVs so you can find the one that best suits you and your lifestyle. The GMC Terrain and Acadia offer the perfect blend of tech and safety on the road. Or discover the style, comfort, and cargo space of the Buick Enclave. Plus, we make it easy to shop, finance, and purchase in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Dennis Malloy or Annette Schneider in Bellevue or Josh Ahrens in Kearney today.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
Thank you for your support of Teammates mentoring programs. Because of your generosity, we are able to continue our mission to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Please go to www.teammates.org.
This message is sponsored by the NEX Cashback app. Earn 15% cash back on every purchase, every store, every day at Nebraska Crossing in Gretna, the official shopping center of the Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Every day, Central Valley Ag supplies energy to farmers to help feed the globe. When farmers need power and performance to get the job done, they keep their engines running smoothly with Ruby Field Master Diesel from CVA with 4.5% more power and up to 5% better fuel economy. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Register to win 500 gallons of Ruby Diesel valued at over $2,000 when you visit CVACoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture, and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Back with our football show for the week, up a day because of men's basketball tomorrow night. Mickey Joseph with us until the top of the hour. 402-413-2400. The number to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Jim in Columbus says, I would just like to tell the coach that if we can win against Wisconsin and Iowa, for me, that would be like going to a bowl game. That's got to be the plan, right?
Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan. It's a two-game season. We spoke to the team on Sunday about it, and the most important thing right now is Wisconsin. We think we match up well with them. So we're gonna go out. We're gonna play hard. We're gonna play hard, but we got to play 60 minutes. We got to play 60 minutes, and we got to dominate in all three phases to win games. And the kids understand that, and they've been working. They worked yesterday and they worked today. They'll come back tomorrow and get ready to prepare to compete in this game.
Art in Los Angeles says, Coach, who are some people that inspire you? Who do you look up to?
Well, I look up to my parents. I look up to my parents because, what we grew up at in Marrero, right outside of New Orleans, that people usually, guys like me, don't make it out of there. You know, you either in jail or you 6 feet under. So we look up to our parents, and my dad was really influencing our life because, we was probably one of the few kids on the block that had a dad. And so we look up to our parents, and we look up to each other, my brothers.
Very good. Another text question for you about Bill Bush. The results may not look great, but it does look like the defense has gotten better. Your thoughts about what Bill's done with the defense?
Well, Bill's doing a great job. Taking over that defense and putting his flavor on it. We're doing a lot of things we agree with, at LSU that we did, and we like the fronts that we're running. But it's detailed. It's detailed, and the kids understand pursuit angles. Then they understand what's going into the game plan, and they don't look confused anymore.
Mike and Kearney. Coach Mickey, I've worked with the public for a lot of years. I must tell you how much I enjoy listening to you speak. You're without a question a great motivator and a great man of inspiration. I hope to keep watching you coach.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How about that?
Yes.
Nice. How much you see Coach Osborne much?
Yes, every Monday at 10:30.
Really?
Yeah,
he comes by the office?
We meet every Monday at 10:30, and it's a blessing to have Coach because Coach understands what this program was built on, and he always enlightens me on the things that he see, and I do respect his opinion. And when I first got the interim job, that was the first thing my mom said to do. You better call Coach Osborne. So my mom got a chance to see him when he was up here. But coaches, he's still sharp, and he still understands what this program, what it needs to start winning again. And we got to get back to the trenches. We got to get big boys in here in the offensive line and the defensive line and get some depth in there and get a competitive roster.
Was your mom a fan of Coach Osborne?
Absolutely. It was
that sealed the deal, did it?
Yeah, it was between OU with Barry and Nebraska with Osborne, and Osborne won hands down.
Won the mom.
He won. Hey, that's what you do in recruiting.
Yeah, exactly.
You win the mom, you'll get the kid.
Joe in Omaha, text question for you. Just wants to know how the staff is holding up with all the uncertainty moving forward. How do you feel like the guys have done?
Well, I explained to them when I went through it at LSU and some of the things that I thought I did wrong and some of the things I thought I did right. So I was really honest with them about some of the things. And I know they're in a tough situation because they have families and not knowing what's going to happen. And, and that's one thing that people understand, like, when coaches get let go, usually their head coach is going to leave with a buyout. But it's those assistant coaches, that hurts because sometimes they're on the last year of their deal and they got to find a job to support their family. So the staff's been great. They've been attentive. They still got to take care of their business. They still probably have to talk to people about jobs because they have to do it. That's the name of this game. But they've been giving me 100% in that office, and they've been on board with everything I ask them to do. And I take my hat off to those guys, and I appreciate those guys every day I walk in the office.
Did they win the battle to kick you out of the assistant coach's locker room?
No. I'm not. I'm staying in that assistant coach's locker room.
Hey, Dorothy Lynch, home style light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. Let's go to the phone up to Omaha. Chuck, you're up next with Coach Joseph.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Coach, how you doing?
Chuck, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Hey, just a quick question, and then maybe a follow-up if I have a second. It seemed like once you got the interim tag put on you, you knew what you were doing from the get. Like, Mickey, you're the interim. Boom, I already got it planned out. Here's what we're doing. Is that what it seemed like to you? Because from the outside looking in, it was like, yeah, he's ready for this. Mm-hmm. And then my second question would be, you just mentioned competitive depth. Do you think that's missing from this team? Or do you think that's something that's needed? Or can you explain that a little more? That's the first time I've heard competitive depth, and then I'll just hang up and listen. Thanks.
Well, the first question, when I was thrown into this role, you kind of knew what to do because as an assistant coach, you always prepare for this moment that you'll be a head coach, so you're always working to be a head coach. And sometimes, head coaches don't have the experience that you want them to have. So you got to have a plan. So I had a plan about, what this program should look like and what it should stand for. And one of the things I wanted to do is bring back the physicality, that we was going to be physical again, and that we was going to try to run the ball, and we was going to try to stop the run, but just be physical. So I had a plan from day one. You always got to have a plan as an assistant coach. I've been coaching for 20 plus years, and it's experience. And I was just talking, there's a lot of guys that get jobs because they're coordinators, and they fall on their face because they're not a natural leader of young men, and I'm a natural leader of young men. I can get young men to follow me because they believe in what I say and believe in what I do, because I'm up front with them, and I don't sugarcoat anything with them, but they know I care about them. And then when we talk about a competitive roster, that's what I'm saying. You need a competitive roster. And when I said that, you got to have 85 guys on scholarship, and all 85 guys got to be able to play, because the guy behind you's got to be able to push you, because if the number one guy's not getting it done, then I'm going to go to the number two guy. If the number two guy's not getting it done, I'm going to go to the number three guy. And the only difference between those guys, one might be from Nebraska, one might be from New Orleans, another one might be from Atlanta, but they all can play. And that's when I talk about having a competitive roster.
Appreciate the call from up in Omaha. Our chat with the coach proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman. Place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Text question from Albion. Randy, Coach, what are some of the biggest changes in the game of football since you played?
Well, right now, when I played, everything was played in the middle of the field. Now, the game is played all over the field. It's more spread, and it's called basketball on grass. And it's a lot of RPO games, and and it's more spread, and so more kids have to play in space than when I played, because you didn't even have to play in space when I played, because everything was in a phone booth. But now it's spread out, so kids got to be really good athletes to be able to play in space.
First trip, I think, for you to the Big House. The previous home game for Michigan, they had an issue in that tunnel. Any problems Saturday with the two teams coming out the one?
No. Michigan did a great job of changing everything up. And, when the game was over, I made sure that, I was the last one. After I got all my kids in, I stayed right behind them, make sure they got in, and then I went in. Then Jim brought his kids in. But Michigan did a really good job of making sure it wasn't going to be a problem. We had no problem. We was going there to be the professional anyway. We wasn't going there to have an altercation in the tunnel.
Any place in the SEC that they exit the field like that?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Rutgers was like that,
yeah.
And then Michigan, I've never seen that before, but in the SEC.
At Rutgers, I thought they held you guys on the field, let them get up.
Yeah, let them go up, yes.
Was that smart?
Yes.
Do some of that. Text question coming in. Coach, I believe, what are your thoughts on Wisconsin? I think we can win this game. I want to be there. First time I'm ever going to a game at Memorial Stadium. Well, hey, have fun. Good luck.
Yeah, but I think we match up well with them. I think the kids are excited. They go out every game to win the game. Let's get that. Let's clear that up. And sometimes we don't finish. And now this week we have to finish, and we're talking about finish every drive, finish every quarter, finish every half. So everything's going to be about finishing this week and competing at a high level in all three phases.
So I'm at finishing. You're getting Miles Farmer back. Your thoughts about getting him back? And I know you shuffled Gifford and put him in that safety spot last week and let Buddha play the nickel for you. How did that go?
Well, I thought Giff played well at safety. I thought for the most part, when being back there the first time, that he held his own. Giff's a really intelligent player, really smart player, really good player, and they got a chance for Buddha to get in there and get him some snaps. I think he played 24 snaps.
Good.
But we'll get Miles back, and Buddha will continue to play because it's a heavy run team, so he'll continue to play at the nickel, and we also use Giff at the nickels. But it's good to get Miles back because Miles was coming off a 14-game tackle, and that's what you got to do at safety in this league. You got to be able to tackle. So we'll get him back this way. We're happy to have him back. He's excited to be back.
Good to hear. 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Time for this week's College Vault Play of the Week. We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Huskers' 1997 team. We got a highlight from early in the season in the game against Akron.
Kabika is the fullback. Amon Green is the I-back. 1st and 10. And the handoff to Makabika. Breaks tackles inside the 10. He's down to the 5. 4. And Makabika scores. It looked like he was going to be down at the 4, and he kept on going. Unbelievable. is the I-back. 1st and 10. And the handoff to Macca. Bicka breaks tackles inside the 10. He's down to the 5. He's in. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
There's that fullback trap right there, Coach, huh?
Absolutely, 30-31 trap.
Same terminology you probably had when you quarterback.
Same terminology.
Oh, that was fun. Joel Macca, what a character. I saw Joel at an event just a couple weeks ago. Hey, Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. All right, 402-413-2400. Back with more with the coach coming up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Holiday wishes really do come true. Through January 4th, 2023, when you enter any non-winning Nebraska lottery, $1 Holiday Wishes 2X, $5 Holiday Wishes 10X, or $10 Holiday Wishes 20X scratch ticket, you have a chance to win $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000. There are 2 drawings for winners, so visit your nearest Nebraska lottery retailer today. Buy some tickets and enter our Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion. Top prize odds vary by game.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Cada taps the ball into the hands of Robinson. UNO the other way in transition. And now Bandemill on a steal. Bandemill right past one defender. All the way to the rack. Puts it up and in. It's a 2-point goal on a steal. And a transition 2 by Bandemill.
He is fast. Hey, Huskers fans, this Sunday, join us as Nebraska men's basketball takes on Arkansas Pine Bluff at the PBA. Ken Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen are live at 1:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
I'm the warmest.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota's Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota's.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. 402-413-2400. If you want to be a part of the show with a call or a text, a lot of texts coming in for you tonight, Coach. Nick in South Carolina says, is there any way to be more creative in the run game? It seems like dives, ISOs is our key running plays. What about a jet sweep, option pitch, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we have some plays, drawn up, and sometimes we don't get to them because sometimes if you're not blocking the zone, clean. You kind of want to stay away from that. So you want to try to get outside. So you try to use some gap schemes. But we have some things that we can do. And, with Casey, we like to pitch the ball with Logan. Mm-hmm. But with Casey, we usually want him to hand it off.
Dustin, text question for you. Do you anticipate any differences now that Whipple's going from the sideline up to the booth?
Well, you won't get those debt stares, so you won't get the. So, no, but I think Whipple will be okay up there. It's just Applewhite, Beck, and Donnie and Cass, they'll do a good job of getting the personnel on the field. They always do. But I think it's just, it's just about Whipple being comfortable up there because he hadn't been up there in a while. But he'll get comfortable.
Bob in Ashland says, Coach, thank you for what you're doing. Heard the highlight about the fullbacks. Any thoughts about bringing it back?
Yeah, I talked to Luke Lindemeyer, about doing something like that because he was a really good blocker coming out of Papio. So, Luke could be a guy if we want to do some insert with a fullback in the future. That'd be a big thing that we'll do because I think that's a legit question. That's a legit thing to do, especially in this conference when you get a 6-man box and you can insert for that 6th guy and you get a hat on a hat and you get the boys to get the run game going. It'll be something new, but I think that needs to come back.
Crypto King in our YouTube chat room says, Coach, your thoughts about NIL? Has it been good for the game?
Well, you know what? My first initial thought when it first happened, I'm like, I really wasn't a fan of it. But now it's here. Now you gotta get in tune with it and get on board with it. And I think right now in Nebraska, we're really good. We're really good with it right now. I think Trev's done a great job, with our collectives. So I think we're ahead of the game with the NIL.
Good. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. Text from Ryan in Michigan. Coach, what is the biggest thing that you've learned over the past few weeks since being named the interim head coach? Appreciate it, and happy Thanksgiving.
Well, the big thing is that you're responsible for everything, and everything comes through your desk, and you have to make, just decisions. What's the best decision for the program? And my thing is just knowing the direction that the program should be headed in. That's another thing I learned, like where we should go from here.
Very good. Text from California. Mickey, I'm personally so thankful to you and the tremendous leadership that you have brought to the program. We all care so deeply about. Your authenticity is real and so appreciated in this day and age. What are the keys to getting a win here this weekend?
I think we got to execute. Like I said, we got to execute in all three phases. We got to establish the run. We got to stop the run. We got to be to throw the ball. We got to be to throw the ball on them. They're really good. They're really good defense. Just in the Big Ten, I think it's 4 or 5 defense that's in the top 20. So you're playing really good defense and you're playing a team that run the ball, but we got to execute. And we talk to the kids about executing for 60 minutes. If we can execute for 60 minutes, we can win the game. We can, we execute, a couple of games, in the past that we will win. But we just got it. We can't leave plays out on the field. And that's all three phases.
Our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman, place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. John in Omaha, text question. Coach, I'm 59 years old. I wish I was young so I could play for a man like you. You are what Nebraska football is all about.
Thank you, John. You got some eligibility. Come on.
Age. Football knows no age. It kind of does, though. There is kind of a clock on football players.
Yes.
Does kind of run out on some guys.
That body runs out.
Speaking of age, you're going to have at least 12 guys that you're honoring on senior day on Saturday, but there may be some more that run out, right? There may be more than 12 that go in case they decide to try play pro ball or something. Or
well, you're going to have 12 seniors that, exhausted their eligibility, but you're going to have probably between 28 to 30 guys that's going to go out just because of the COVID year. Some guys, been in school 4 or 5 years, now they're ready to go work. Some of them, deciding, if they want to come back, if they want to go pro. But whoever wants to walk, we want them to have that experience, and we're not telling them no. And if it's time for them to come back and they decide to come back, we'll sit down and talk. But like I said before, we got to keep some of these players in the program because we got to get some mature kids back in this program because we got to get those 5th-year juniors and those 6th-year seniors. We got to get to that point because that's where we're catching up. I think we're almost second to last in the conference with, for us keeping kids in the program. So we got to catch up with that. So if a kid can come back and help us next year, I'm going to do my best to sit down with him to get him to come back. But if they want to walk, we're going to let them walk.
Trent Hickson's one of the guys that this will be it. His eligibility is up. How has he done? I don't remember very many. There have been a couple snaps, but there's going to be that. How about the way he's handled that position?
Well, he's been a pleasure to coach, a pleasure to have on the team. He's the glue. He's the rock and the glue and that offensive line right in the middle who makes all the calls. And we really rely on Trent to do a lot. So we appreciate everything Trent's doing for us and done for us. And we're going to truly miss him because he's a really good football player.
Started here as a walk-on. You may not have known that.
Yes, I found out. I found out about week 2 that he started as a walk-on.
And that's what you need. You need those walk-ons that are in the program to look at that and go, okay, I can be that in 3 or 4 years.
Exactly, and that's the philosophy of the walk-on programs now, that the walk-ons that we take, that eventually in 2 years they'll be a scholarship kid.
One walk-on took a few snaps at quarterback Saturday, Jarrett Sinek.
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah, Jerry's been showing flashes, since he's been here. He showed flashes in the spring game. He showed flashes in summer workouts. And, Whip thought he was our best chance to win the game. And this takes nothing away from the other two because the other two kids are really good players also. But Dish thought he was farther along right now to help us win the game. So we're proud of Jared.
Very cool. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. But if you're in your house or whatever, or you parked your car, you can call us 402-413-2400 or fire off a text. We got some more texts coming in. We'll answer those with the coach as we wrap up tonight's show next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com. More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Again, Purdue, they run the slide. Raven Colvin, not this time. Maddie in system. Donnie Evans, quick attack. Pick Alec. Kaboom! Woo-hoo! Wow. That's not off a serve. That's off an attack. It's 20-12.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Sunday, join us for Sunday Matinee Volleyball as the Huskers take on the Purdue Boilermakers at the Devaney. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West are live at 11:30 a.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Folks, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, you could be a winner of a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from Woodhouse Auto Family Dealership this season. Conchita Einsbarn from Sutherland is this week's lucky contestant. Good luck, Conchita. Go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for the official rules on how to get yourself entered for the final game of the year against Iowa on Black Friday. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Coach Joseph with us until the top of the hour. Let's go to West Point. Husker Dan. Good evening, Dan. You're up with Mickey.
Oh, my gosh, Greg. And Coach Joseph, I'm glad to talk to you guys tonight. How are you doing?
I'm good, Dan. How you doing?
Awesome. Hey, my Vikings are 8-1.
How about that? Yeah, they're playing well. They got good.
Thanks to Coach Joseph. He coached my wide receiver, Mr. Jefferson, and I tell you what, I am so elated that he is our coach here at Nebraska, and I just hope we never let him go.
We try not to leave.
That young man's a special player, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He, and I'll tell people like this, if I'd have listened to everybody else about him, because he was the 2100 player in the country, he was a 2-star. And if I'd have listened to everybody saying, oh, why'd you offer me? He's got FCS offers. But I trust my own evaluation. And we trust our own evaluation with Justin, and we knew he was going to be special. And he came in, and he was 6'2", 165 pounds. And once he got the weight on him, he just blossomed and went through the roof. And he's a really good football player. But that's all I always say, as coaches, trust your evaluation. Don't listen to the rest of the recruiting services. Don't listen to people saying, oh, why'd you do this, why'd you do that? Trust your evaluation because you know what you're doing.
How much did Trey get to spend with him down there?
Trey spent a lot of time with him.
Did he?
Trey spent a lot of time with him. Trey still connects with Jamar and Terrence and Jefferson. So they're like big brothers to Trey. So Trey's learning a lot from him, and they watch Trey. They watch us play every week. just to see how Trey's doing. So Trey has a really strong relationship with him, and Trey's got some things he needs to work on, and I'm sure they're telling him, yeah, you need to work on this, and this is what you got to do to be a really successful receiver in the league.
Dave in Omaha, text question for you, says, Coach, talk about the plan for kickoffs when you know teams are going to kick them short.
Well, right now we call it funny balls, so we work on that. We work on that every week with Joey and the rest of the kids, and sometimes we can switch the returner, but I'm telling them if you get a short kick, run it. Catch it and run it, because everybody's got a running back in their background, but we also can get to the point where we put 2 returners back there also.
Tim in Minnesota wants to know if you've given any thought to having Jock Yant be a fullback.
No, I think Yant's more of a tailback. He likes that. I don't know if Yant wants to stick his face in there, the way those fullbacks need to.
Roger in the text line said, Coach, I'm going to Iowa City. Let's beat the yellow and black. I'm tired of the chorus from them, the Hawk fans in the Omaha metro area. Go Big Red.
Hey,
that'll be the plan next week.
Yes, be the plan next week, but trust me, the boys will be ready.
Yeah, that'll be a hard one on Black Friday. All right, Wisconsin coming up this week. How would you characterize your practices yesterday and today? I know we're a day earlier than we normally talk to you, but how's it been to this point?
Well, yesterday was a really lot of energy at practice.
Good.
Just running around and having a good time, smiling, competing. And today they came out with more energy today. To say what this team's 3-7 right now, you couldn't tell, because the energy's still there, the fight's still there, and you got to appreciate that, because most kids these days would have quit already, but these kids have no quit in them. These coaches have no quit in them, and then they're going to fight to the end. And this is a great opportunity to play a great Wisconsin football team, a really good offense, a really good defensive team. So it's another opportunity for us to go out and try to get a win.
Sounds like your leaders are doing a good job with this group.
Absolutely. I meet with the Unity Council every Monday night, and they're doing a really good job, leadership. Garrett and Travis and Nick and Luke. You got Smothers in there. You got a whole Pipers in there. You got a lot of boys in there that's leading us right now, and the kids are accepting the leadership. But one thing I'm telling you, what's going on now, everybody's pulling on the same side of the rope. And that's the only way that you can stay together in times like this, because it's tough times. Like I told the kids, we've been coming, busting our butts every day, coming in here, and we hadn't been getting the results. But if you worry about the past, that's going to hurt you. Let's worry about what we can control is the future.
Question about how Nick Henrich is doing.
Nick's doing good. Nick's doing good. He's been having so much energy at practice with his crutches until he get his knee back. But he's been great.
So even though he's not able to play, he's still kind of taking that captain role.
And he's he's still helping Ernest, helping CK and Vi and the younger linebackers. He's still out there. He knows what's going on. He's a smart player. We miss him. We miss him dearly. But he's still helping us. He's still a part of this football team, and he's still leading us.
Very good. Sam in Omaha says, Coach, did you happen to catch the LSU team drinking hot chocolate on the sidelines at Arkansas? And it was only 40 degrees down there the other day.
Yeah, that's cold to them.
Well, bundle up. You're probably going to need it. Jessica's got like 5 layers on, I think, already for Saturday. Good luck. Let's go get the Badgers.
Thank you.
Mickey Joseph with us here on our Football Coaches Show a night early because of basketball tomorrow night. Get 4.5% more power when it matters most and up to 5% better fuel economy when every dollar counts. Register to win 500 gallons of Ruby Fieldmaster Diesel valued at over $2,000 when you visit CVACoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. That'll put a wrap on the night show. Thanks to Andrew, Molly, Mike, Jessica, everybody here tonight having some fun with the coach. We don't have another Sports Nightly for you until Monday, so enjoy the rest of your week.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Nebraska has taken over leadership from Princeton University in coordinating the U.S. physics community at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. For its role, Nebraska has been awarded over $50 million in National Science Foundation grants. This cutting-edge work at the world's largest particle accelerator